Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. In this episode, episode 4, I'm going to be continuing with the drama section, the drama thriller section, because obviously if you watched the last episode, you know I ran out of bags. So I went out and bought like a dozen more of these bags, so I'm going to be doing those. And then I've also got a bit of a special thing towards the end, so you're going to see a bit of the special part towards the end where I'm not going to do another section right now, but you will see what I do. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write on this bag and just continue with where I was at. I think I was at, where was I at last time? I was at bag number 3. So I did 3 bags before, so I'll call this number 4 for drama. Drama thriller. 4K drama. And then I'll also put in here, because there's only going to be about a dozen or so, maybe the bottom part of that, I might fit foreign on it as well. So I might fit foreign and also, yeah, you get the point by now. I don't need to explain it. If you've been watching this series, you get the point. But anyways, guys, yeah, I've got a bit of a special one towards the end. But first I'm going to try to fit what I can into the bags. I got 2 bags already folded up because I used them for shopping today. So why not just reuse, you know? Reuse what you can. Such a hippie way to think about things. Nah, I'm not that hippie, I don't think. Though I really like my physical media. So yeah, and then I'm going to put the foreign section. Battle Royale, great movie. Yep, I'll just get all these foreign section down the bottom here. And just sit them on top very easily. Put my title card in there as well because I want to keep my title cards. I know you can't actually see the bag, but I like the framing of this better. You don't need to see the bag. I'll show you the bag at the end of this. You'll see what the bag looks like in a minute. But this is how you do it. This is how we do it. Do, 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 do. This is how we do it. What a great song. Okay. I filled up about a quarter of this bag. I don't think I need to put another section on there. So I'm just going to make sure these don't fall. I'm going to turn some side on. And really, I only want 2 sections in here for the rest of that and the foreign. So keep them together. I'll leave a bit of room at the end. It doesn't really matter. It's not about overfilling with these. It's more about actually, yeah, just getting it done in a certain way. Now, because I have this second bag already set up, I might try to put something in there. Maybe the biopic. I think the biopic section would fit in there because the biopic section down the bottom here, it's only that little bit there, or yep, that little bit over there, like down here. I mean, that's the what's that? That's the action or something. I'm talking about this section down here, this little one. So because of that, I'm going to just say this is going to be biopic. We'll get that done real quick, and then I'll show you a special thing I'm going to do in this video. 4K biopic. And yes, I know I got some weird stuff in biopic, like Titanic and stuff, and I know they're not really biopic. I'm not insinuating Jack and Rose are real characters. I'm insinuating that the ship's real, and also, you know, for the most part, a lot of the characters in that movie were based on true characters, you know, Mr. Guggenheim, J. Jacob Astor, all those other characters are based on real life people, so that's why I consider Titanic to be a biopic. It's not necessarily Jack and Rose, or Cal and all that. It's more about the ship and certain characters that James Cameron mixed in, so it's kind of like a hybrid biopic around some of that. Though, you know, there are better Titanic movies out there, like A Night to Remember. So, yeah, I don't care what anyone says. I put it in biopic. Now, this All Quiet on the Western Front is going to be a big boy kind of case, so this is going to be a bit of a tedious one. So I do not want to overfill this. I mean, I could put All Quiet on the Western Front at the top if I needed to. I could even sell All Quiet at the Western Front, perhaps. All Quiet on the Western Front, I should say. But either way, I'm just going to put them all in the bag now. I don't think it's really going to break the bank to give it a bit of room, not overfill the bag. I don't think that's going to really affect stuff. But I think the biopic section will fit all in one bag. I think that's pretty much a nice fit. So I'm just going to take my time, get it done right. I might have to put a couple across the top. But Bob's your uncle, and yeah. Look at this. I think it's actually going to be a perfect fit. Aye, Captain, I think it just might work. Like Scotty from Star Trek. Aye, Captain. We don't have the speed. Okay, look at that. Biopic fits in one bag on its own. There we go. One bag of Biopic. Now I'm just going to stack these because I think stacking is probably the most efficient way. Now, the people who say, oh, what about the damage? What aren't you worried about these getting damaged in transit? They're never going to leave my sight. You know, they're going to be in the back of a car moving 1 to 2 kilometers. It's not like it's going to be out of sight throwing around in the back of a truck. It's basically always going to be in my view. So I'm not that worried about these getting damaged. Now, obviously, if I got stuff at the back that might be on top, this is also another reason why I don't stack things on top. Because if I can, I try to put stuff on top, you know. What's this? This is, I'll put that on top of that one. And this is just about adjusting now. I'll try to fit less space so I can fit more things. Now, obviously, I'm not going to move the TV section till last, so I don't mind TV being blocked a bit. But also, now I need to figure out how this is actually going to work, because it's a bit of a pain in the butt. And yes, don't be doing what I'm doing with bending over. You need to take proper practices, look after your back. I'm an idiot, so don't copy me. But, yep, let's just do that. I don't care. I'm just doing it the way I want to. There we go. Whatever. I do what I want. So anyways, I've done that now. I've done 2 sections. So I finished the drama thriller. I could do the action in this one, but that's going to be like 4 bags. Do you guys want to see the action section? We're only 6 minutes in. So I could do the action section. I'm going to do the action section in another video, because the action section is basically all the way from over there, like right there. And it goes all the way along, around here, all the way around to right there at the end over here. So the action is going to be a big boy kind of section to move. So I'm going to do that probably last, if I can help it. But what I have got is I've got one of these big kind of, I found one of these big kind of bags you get from Reject Shop or something. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put box sets in it from the top. So that's why it's a bit special. So you're going to see me moving the box sets up the top. Now, box sets are a bit more precious. I don't want to risk damage. So this is going to be a hard one. So I have to be very careful with getting them down, making sure they don't fall over. Obviously, I can see the Star Wars CDs up here. This is the original thing with Yub Nub and stuff on it. So I'll keep that aside. I don't think CDs should really be in the box set thing. I think that's a separate thing. I don't want to damage that. I can see Dragon Box 2 here, which is already big. You know, that can kind of like go in. That's Dragon Box 2, like the Japanese one. I am going to sell that eventually, but for right now, I think it can just go. And I'll sell it at another time. So I'll put that in the bag. And I will show you the bag at the end. I just got to load it in first because it's going to be a bit tedious. I don't want to ruin the Disney thing. I think I'll put Titanic in there next. This one is the rare box set that has the script in it. It's a VHS that has the script in with it. And in Australia, we only have one VHS that came with the movie. There's only one VHS. Yeah, we only have one. And I've got the making of in there. It's a cool little box set. And behind this, I've got the script thing behind it, if I can get it out. You can see like the script and that behind it, which is kind of cool. But either way, I'll put the videotape in the bottom because videotapes are okay. But also the idea is that I want to take as much room down the bottom as possible and then put a second layer on top, if that makes sense. But this is the hard part because now I have to figure out a way to actually do this without damaging stuff. And that's going to be the hard part because, I mean, I could put Buffy and Angel in there. I don't think it's going to really affect Buffy and Angel if I put those in. But I would need to be very careful with this because they're stacked up on top of each other. They could very easily fall. And that would not be a good day if I get hit in the head by box sets, by Buffy. Although I wouldn't mind getting hit in the head by Buffy. That would be a pretty cool thing. Sarah Michelle Gellar's one. Oh, Christy Swanson. Christy Swanson was also pretty good as Buffy. I don't care what people say. I liked that movie. How funky is your chicken? How funky is your chicken? How loose is your goose? Your goose is totally loose. So come on, all your, what is it, hog fans or huff fans or something? Come on, all you up there and shake your caboose. Shake your caboose. Legendary. Absolutely legendary. I got that Bruce Lee box. I've also got a film reel for Star Wars, which I do need to sell. I need to sell this as well. This is weird collectibles that I got. Actually, I'll show you this. I need to unreel it a bit though. It's going to be annoying to unreel it a bit, but I'll see how far it actually needs. I don't know how far it actually needs to show Star Wars, but let me see. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Where's that 20th Century Fox logo? Look at that, the 20th Century Fox logo. Let me try to put that right in front of the camera. I don't know if you can actually see that. Where is the camera? I don't know if it's going to focus, guys. I have no clue if this is going to focus. Let me put that there and I'll try to focus it in. You can kind of half see it. Let me zoom it in and I'll try to... You can kind of half see it, do you know? But yeah, Star Wars Reel. It's got select scenes from A New Hope. Tried to give you a look at it, but what can you say? This is not Vinegar Syndrome as well. This is like, not the label Vinegar Syndrome. It hasn't got Vinegar Syndrome. And I'm out of focus, so give me a second. Let's put the focus back on myself, because I love to focus on myself in these videos. Obviously. But I do need to sell this reel. I do need to sell it. I really do need to sell it. I'm just going to make that a reel again. That's a Super 8. And yeah, it's a pretty cool little box set. I do need to sell it though. I sold my my DreamWorks collection already. I might keep this separate with the CDs and sell the CDs with it. I'm going to get that Jackie Chan box set down and also Ghost. And Futurama thinks it's going to come with it, but it's not going to. So I've got a Ghost box set and also a Jackie Chan box set on DVD and VHS. But this is going to be a bit tedious because I'm starting to get full now here. Now we're getting to that point where I don't really want to move that at the back yet. I want to kind of keep going at this section because I think I'm not going to do anything with Academy Awards. That's a rare version of Titanic. That's a Academy member version. People would have voted on this for the Academy Awards. So yeah, kind of an interesting one. It's a very rare version of Titanic. And it's 2 tapes. I'm not going to show the barcode on the back because I'm sure that is some sort of Academy member. But yeah, you get a cool little box set of Titanic. I'm not going to do anything with that. That's going to stay separate because that's a rare version. I can get down State of Origin, I think. I think I can get down State of Origin. Let's see if I can without Al Bundy coming down on top of me either. I'll have to get Al Bundy first, move him. I'll have to get that second Al Bundy. And I'll have to get 2 State of Origin box sets because I have 2 for some reason. I don't know why I bought 2 back in the day, but I bought 2 of them back in the day. And this is only 1980 to 2018. I probably should sell one of these. One's still sealed, one's opened, but I'll put this one in the thing and I'll show you what the open one looks like. So if I put that in the bottom, this is what it looks like when it's opened. You just get a bunch of DVDs in there and it's just all the State of Origins. Which, honestly, sometimes you want to go back and watch a bit of old school State of Origin. Sometimes it's fun. Just remember where it came from. Now, obviously, this bag, I don't know how sturdy this bag is. So the idea is I don't want to fill the bag, overfill it. So I might be able to fit maybe 2 or 3 more on top of it. And then I'm going to call it with, in terms of not overloading it. Now, what I could do right off the bat is I could maybe move some things over to that side. I could maybe fit Daria and all that on top. Daria, Rugrats. Obviously, don't look at my butt crack if it's showing. I don't know if it is, but who watched the roast of Kevin Hart recently? It was a really good thing. I liked how The Rock showed up and started just being the old school Rock, the final boss Rock, you know, talking about, like, you know, if anyone can get anything out of Kevin Hart, it's The Rock. Although I was really surprised Cat Williams showed up to it. But yeah, these are going in the box set next. I've got a couple of cool box sets. A Pokemon box set, Series 1 and 2. Kamehameha Collection. Daria. And also Rugrats, Season 1 and 2. So yeah, just put them in on top. And then I think I could maybe fit the Sopranos on top. I could maybe fit the Sopranos. I will move Godzilla across to the other section because I don't think that's going to go in this load. I will move Godzilla over here. He can just go on the end. And I'm talking about that Godzilla Blu-ray box. It's weird because the discs are just sitting in little parts. It's an illustrated version, but it's also the discs are much to be desired. You know, they're just kind of sitting there, meaning if you're getting them out here, it's going to be damaging the discs. I have thought about moving them to a thing, and you can see how a notorious problem with these box sets is the discs kind of break loose of its housing. So, you know, I'm trying not to do anything with it, but yeah, that's a common issue with this thing here. It's very known, that issue. But anyways, that's going to go over here for the time being. I will move that at another point, but it's not going to be today. I will just let that sit like that because I'm going to move maybe WrestleMania across here, or maybe the Undertaker. I could move the Undertaker, or I could move the WrestleMania stuff. Actually, I'm going to move Futurama for the time being. We'll move Futurama across. And the idea of this is that you're kind of consolidating a bunch of stuff, you know? That's the theory behind this, for lack of a better term. In fact, if I put Married with Children right there, I can put the big Married with Children box set beside it. And I don't know if that's going to work, but I'm going to do it because I can. It's my collection. Whatever, I do what I want. But we're going to do it. And it's actually going to work very well, I think. Look at that. Perfect. And then if that goes on top for the time being, boom. That will work for the time being. Doesn't have to be perfect. But also, you know, I filled one full bag. Just don't worry about the floor. I filled one full bag of stuff. I'm putting my feet behind there because I know some people are weirdos on the internet. But yeah, I filled a whole thing behind here. You can see the bag, the stuff on the bottom that's just sitting there. I don't want to overfill it because obviously the bag might be a bit flimsy. I don't want to risk the bag. But, you know, doing bits of it at a time will be kind of a good process. But I think this is a good way to go, reusing this bag. Obviously, I don't want to overweigh it and rip the handles or anything. So I think that's the way to go for that, if that makes sense. Anyways, guys, I've spoken for 17 minutes on here. You saw me clear a bit of the top. I've still got stuff over here. I mean, I could fit the Sopranos on top of it. I did say I would maybe fit the Sopranos. Actually, the Sopranos could go down beside where the Bundys are right now. Put that there, and then just sit that on top there, and I can figure that out another day. That's another future Jamie problem. But let me know what you think. Obviously, I'm puffed up from reaching up there, getting my exercise in. Obviously, I should be wearing my Apple Watch, count all the calories I'm burning, I'm guessing. But yeah, it is slowly coming together. You can see this corner over here. I probably should start moving them at some point. This table's just completely messy because I'm sorting stuff. But you can see I've sort of stacked some things up. And yeah, let me know what you think. This has been episode 4, I guess. And yeah, episode 5 will probably be the entire action section, but that's going to be a bit tedious to do the action section. I can tell you right now that the action section is going to be a pain in the ass to move because it's just one full bookcase. Unless what I could do right now, if I don't want to move the action section right now, I could maybe move it up this way. And that could maybe clear these 2 bookcases at the start. Or put them above each other. You know what I could do? I can do that in this video before I end it. If I don't want to move the action section right now, what I could do to clear up one bookcase, and we'll do that right now, I'm going to put action above the other action section. And then in theory, theoretically, this should be, you know, go down on top of each other, you know, 1 and 2, you know. One section below it, one section above it, and then that's the full action section rather than taking across 4 bookcases, you know. That's the theory. That is the theory of it, you know. But we will see. We will definitely see. See if my theory is somehow correct. Because the idea behind this is that there is no right or wrong. Except for that, when it falls over. Okay. I think I'm just going to tilt them a bit so they don't go falling over. But you can see I've kind of basically cleared 2 bookcases now. I will show you. I mean, I've got some stuff at the top, DVDs and stuff. And down the bottom, I've got some Dragon Ball mangas, which I have to sell. But I've basically cleared 1 whole, 2 whole bookcases, which is a good sign. Now, what I could do is I could also move South Park over, I guess. But do I want to worry about moving South Park? That's the thing. I mean, I could move the DVD section of South Park down. I mean, that's doable. So basically what I'm trying to do is make it more manageable. So move one into the other. And then, yeah, what's this, the 25th season of South Park? Yeah, I've got a lot of South Park DVDs, as you can tell. I'm sure that my thing's showing when my shirt pulls up. I will pull up the pants so you don't see the bum. But yeah, I've also got the cool South Park season that has the uncensored 200 episode. I think that's the uncensored 200 all episodes. It does have 201, which has the censored, I think, but either way, still pretty cool. Now, is this going to all fit? That's the question. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Perfect. Perfect. And I've just cleared a top section of that. Now, the Simpsons might be a bit trickier. I could obviously move the Simpsons Blu-rays above it and move those across. I will do that right now, in fact. So this is about maybe micromanaging this so it's more manageable to move, you know. I want to start bringing down bookcases. And obviously I can put the Simpsons Blu-rays above it. Like just, you know, just chuck them above. There's no right or wrong way here. Just chuck them anyhow. Boom. And then just chuck that one there. And what I could do is I could do the same with South Park if I want, but for South Park, I'm just going to move the Blu-rays of South Park down to another shelf here, because there's a lot of those. And in fact, I could have actually put Simpsons beside it. There's probably enough room for 7 of those anyways. In fact, I'm just going to do that. I think there's enough room. And it's a lot safer than having them above things where they're possibly potentially can get scratched, you know? Look at that. See, it's already getting stuck. That's not a good sign. No, there's not enough room. But that's okay. We worked the problems, guys. I could move this section across and make room. If you don't have the room, you make the room. We're going to make it. Okay. And then the Simpsons goes upwards. Okay. I think I've figured this part out. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to clear the box sets up the top and the books down the bottom of these, but I mean, I could move the box sets back over to this bookcase, and, you know, these bookcase ones I've just moved over here, they can go back over to there. And then what happens is I'll have 2 bookcases free. In fact, I might do this. What are we at? We're at 22 minutes. Let's just do it because we can, which means I have to undo what I just did, all my hard work of moving something across there. But although what I could do is I could rethink this side. I could go Disney box set first if I don't bring down anything else on top of me while I'm getting it. This big boy Disney box. This is the rare Australian version that has the Australian rating on the front, you know. This is the rare one. I have the rare stuff in my collection. But either way, that can go boom without knocking the Royal Rumble, because the Royal Rumble's just sitting there. The anthology. I'll just move that back. Boom. Bang. Look at that. Beauty. I don't know how that's going to look, but the Disney Classics is just sitting there perfectly. Where is it? There. Right there. Now I'm pointing a bit off camera, but you know how it is. Blair. Who cares? I'll put Titanic there, but I'll put Godzilla in amongst it, because that can kind of hold Godzilla. Obviously, I'm running into bags here. Let me get Godzilla back out. Let's put Godzilla back there where he was. Like so. And then I need to start moving box sets. I mean, I could move Columbia Classics, but then I have to clear the top part of Columbia Classics to get the Columbia Classics, which is doable. I mean, all I have to do is just get the Warriors and stuff down from the top. It's way at the top. That is a big highway to reach up. Let's just get them anyways. No time like the present. We're only at, what, 23, 24 minutes? Let's just do it. We'll waste some time. I know you guys are here to hear me, my beautiful voice monologue. And I wonder why I can't hit 5,000 subscribers. I talk shit on these videos. Anyways, Columbia Classics would go well there. I'm going to do Columbia Classics. And hopefully I don't bring down Marilyn Monroe on top of me. Although it would be good to have... No, I'm not going to make that joke. She's been dead for like 50 years now. Happy birthday, Mr. President. What a cool thing, you know, what a cool song, rendition of Happy Birthday. It's almost as up there with Stevie Wonder's. Marilyn Monroe singing to JFK. What is that? It's up against the back of a bookcase, I think. I don't know what's happening, but that's just going to sit there. The rare #1 book, the rare #1 Columbia Classics, which everyone sorts after, everyone wants. No one wants to pay for. Honestly, people could make an offer on mine if they want. Okay. Now, here's the question. What goes beside it? I mean, Sopranos is kind of the same thing. So I think Sopranos, then also a bit of Married with Children could probably go beside it. You know, keep it simple. I'll put Sopranos there to mount it in place a bit. And then theoretically, this should all come together the way I'm thinking, if I'm correct. I could be wrong, but then again, I could be right as well. But we will see. We will see. It's all theoretical physics here, guys. All theoretical. And if my theory is correct, if I get down Al Bundy with Future Armor on top, just move the whole thing across because I'm an idiot. Okay, let's put Al Bundy all the way at the end, actually. Back where he was. Now, what do I do next? I could maybe, actually, I could maybe fit Al Bundy above and put the Bruce Lee box set and so beside it, the Sony's Classics. Could do that, but it's too much effort. I think Bruce Lee can go at the top over here. Boom, just sit that on top of Columbia Classics, and then Sony 30 can go beside it. And then I think basically that solves one of the issues of that space. There we go. Now I've obviously got this little bit over here. I should have moved Wonder Woman down. Let me move this big bag so I can actually get to Wonder Woman. This is starting to get very cramped here, so I'm going to have to start moving stuff to the other location and then figuring it out. But it is getting very cramped. Let me get all these down. It's going to be a bit of a tough reach. Let me get them ones down. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together for now until forever. Boom, 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 boom. I want to go boom, boom. Let's spend the night together in my room. It's a classic song. I did see Venga Boys with Scylla in the band, but I want to see it with Captain Kim back in the band. So I do need to see Venga Boys when they tour again. Venga Boys are classic. I don't care what anyone says. That's not like LGBT music, or it might be for LGBT, but it's for everyone. Venga Boys are for everyone. I don't care what anyone says. Smallville and X-Files. I wonder if X-Files can fit down beside where Al Bundy is right now. That might just fit. Aye, Captain, it just works. Aye, Captain. I don't know why I keep doing Montgomery Scott from Star Trek, but it just keeps popping to my mind. I'm going to put this over there on top of the X-Files, Smallville. If I turn it side on, it might just fit. It just might work, Captain. It just might work. And it works, Captain. Look at that. And Supernatural, one of the greatest shows of all time, Supernatural. I did like the Boys, if you haven't caught up on the Boys, but I did like the Boys season with Jensen Ackles. Obviously, a lot of people know by now. If you're not caught up, you know, he's Soldier Boy. I'm not giving spoilers there. If you haven't watched in 2-3 seasons, then I can't help you. But I do like that Jensen's in the show. I like how he's been with Soldier Boy. And I like how they're doing a prequel, I think, after this. I think they're going to do a prequel with Soldier Boy, which would be interesting. Would be very interesting. Voight Rising, whatever it's called. Very interested to see that. But I'm really out of breath now because... Okay, I'm going to move some of these box sets down and across so that way it makes this more manageable. And then theoretically, well, you can't see anything. Let's pull that down a bit. I'm just moving these down into this main bookcase because theoretically I want to clear up the 2 centers. And I'm okay with these ones being filled at the bottom. I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, this is just all going across. Any box set that is here, I'll know it's a box set and I'll know, okay, that was on top of the bookcase. They just get moved separately. And theoretically, this should work. Theoretically. It's all theoretical physics here. I'm like the Neil deGrasse Tyson of physical media collecting here. It's all theoretical. you know, all theoretical. There's also this other Asian fella who's really smart as well. I like watching his work. I think it's Kaku or something. I really like his work as well. He's a really smart fella. He has some really good theories on the universe. I do like his work as well. He's really cool. I know he's of Asian descent, but I'm wondering, like, I think he might be Chinese. Could be wrong there. Might be Korean as well. I'm not 100% sure. Kaku, is that a Korean name? Either way, I'm not going to be too offensive. I'm trying to give respect where respect's due, you know? He's a very smart guy. Now, obviously, the biggest thing is I'm going to have to take my covers with me. These covers that I use to prop forward the collection. I've been using them for a very long time, this method. It's always served me right in the past. I'm just going to sit these on top of one of these bags because they go with me wherever I go. They go with me when they're not falling apart and falling on me. But either way, you get the gist here, guys. I don't know how long this video is. How long are we? We're at 30 minutes. But, you know, this is a big video. This is one where I'm kind of getting a lot done. And I've still got those box sets down the bottom, the Dragon Ball mangas. I'm going to have to, like, figure out what I'm doing with the Dragon Ball mangas, which is going to be an issue. But that's an issue for another day. I mean, I could put all these covers in one bag and take them across, but I will figure that out at another point. How many's down here? Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together from now until forever. And boom. Look at that, a whole bookcase, guys. Now, obviously, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Let me bring this back. I don't know how far I can do it without. And the audio fell off. You can't hear me though, can you? I don't know if it's swapped, but I'd wait. If I plug it back in, this unplugged. I'm trying to mouth it because I don't know if you can hear me, but this unplugged. I mean, I could take the audio from here and sync them. So yeah, that unplugged, like there. I don't know. I'll just sync them. Either way, I think that's where I end the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, drop a comment, hype the video, watch some end screens. I'll put some end screens on here. I'll put this one that I'm really happy about, the diagnosis video. It's on Jamie Toomey Life, first video on Jamie Toomey Life. Go and like it. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Jamie Toomey Presents. And yeah, as I said, watch all the end screens, like, subscribe, hit everything, do what you need to do. Share it to everyone you can, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.